edge. Polk back in the two. Oh! Window! Oh!
How's it going, everybody? My name is Drew Polk. In this video, we're going to be looking at the 2023 Mid-American Nationals. Now, this is going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. This weekend was just too crazy to fit everything in on video, so I'm going to talk through the weekend and show you guys what happened. So taking it back to my last video, we were in Reno, Nevada, and I stayed the following week in California, and then Thursday night, I flew out from California and got to Kansas City, Missouri Friday morning, which was also race day number 1. So I got about 4 hours of sleep on the airport floor, which was pretty crazy, but nonetheless we made it to Missouri. So we started off Friday with practice. I had already ridden this track 2 years before in 2021 for the National, so I already knew the track, I knew my lines. But I did notice the turns were recently sealed, so they were super smooth and not as grippy. And then the gate was also pretty slow. But besides those two things, I really love this track, and I was super excited to race on it. So this weekend, I was racing the Tangent Pro-Am on days 1 and 2, as well as 17 to 20 Expert on all 3 days. So we started the weekend off strong, got a win in my first rounds for the Pro-Am and 17 to 20 Expert. And then we continued that, got a win in the Pro-Am second round. And then a storm came in super fast and postponed racing till Saturday. So we were going to race day 1 on Saturday and then followed by day 2 on Saturday, which is probably better for me because, as I had said, I only got about 4 hours of sleep on an airport floor, so at least I'd be able to go to the hotel and get some good sleep before racing. Saturday started where we left off on Friday with the third round of Pro-Am, which I won, followed by the Class Semi, which I also won. So that means I was in the main in both the Pro-Am and Class.
And on the USA BMX National #1 amateur play, Drew Polk.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Game's down, Polk's got that sitting in that race slot, gotta be jetted by Wild West over in the corner of the tongue, USA BMX National #1.
The Pro-Am main, I had first gate pick, and I laid down a really good lap and got the win from the start. So I was super happy with that lap, and we were moving on to the Class main.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Got the edge. Polk back in the two. Oh! Window! Oh! Polk almost pulled off the bunny hop of the year.
In the Class main, I barely got edged out down the first straight, so I was in second place, and I was looking for an inside line down the second straight into the second turn, but I quickly realized that wasn't going to work, so I swung a little wide, tried to get a good drive down the third straight and make something happen, but in the meantime, the rider in front of me slid out and crashed right in front of me, so I had no other option other than to bunny hop over him, so I went for it, and I almost had it, but his bike clipped my back wheel on the way down, and we both crashed. In the crash, my back tire exploded, so I had to go get a new one and fix it before day 2 racing started. So I went back, bought a new tire, and got it all fixed up for first round Pro-Am.
Get down, Drew Polk coming into turn number 1. USA BMX. Now, oh, Polk down in the corner.
In the rush of fixing my back tire before first round, I completely forgot that new tires have wax on them. So as soon as I went to the first turn, my back tire slid out. So I crashed 2 laps in a row, which was pretty frustrating. Bro, there's no way. But I was mostly okay besides some scrapes. Starting the day off with a 6th in my first round from the crash, I knew I had to do really well in the second 2 rounds to get some good points for the main. So the rest of the day went really good. I won my second and third rounds for Pro-Am and all my rounds for Class, so we were in the main for both.
Time for the Tangent Pro-Am main event, the USA BMX National #1 amateur Drew Polk.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down, looks like Drew Polk. He's back to the 7th spot, coming out corner. This still USA BMX. Oh, now Parker slides into the 2 slot. It's going to go through Polk 1.
So for the second time on Saturday, I won the Pro-Am main, so super pumped with that and really happy with the laps I was laying down. But next up was the 17 to 20 expert main.
Random start.
Weir's and White running 1 and 2. Bring back. I mean, these guys are good, man. Weir's, White, followed by 14. Yeah, Plummer. 20-year-old experts, USA BMX national number 1. Wing sitting in that 2nd spot. Polk and Wing out running 1 and 2 back to line. Gonna go Polk 1, Wing 2.
Winning the day 2 main was a great way to redeem myself from how the day started, which was technically the day 1 main. So usually when you have a bad race, you have to spend the whole night just waiting for the next day. But on this day, we were able to get right back into it, and it was a perfect way to redeem myself. So the day felt super long. It literally felt like I lived 2 days in one, and I did 11 full laps total. So it was good to be over and time to rest for day 3. On Sundays, there's no Pro-Am, so I was only racing 17 to 20 expert. So we started the day off good with a win in my first round. And then before semis, it started raining and everybody was sliding out.
Running 1 and 2, single file out of the corner, bringing them back. Anderson's White puts it on the ground. Everybody's on the ground.
Oh my God.
Was that before the 30 foot?
So I played the lap super careful and got into the main event. The day continued through the rain, but we only made it about halfway through the mains when the storm came and we had to pause due to lightning.
Yeah, we're on hold, at least till this lightning goes away. Yeah, we gotta go.
So we were delayed for almost 3 hours, but we finally got the okay to resume racing. So as soon as racing started again, everyone was sliding out still, so it was obvious the track was still super slick. So thinking the track was super slippery, I let air out of my tires to around 50 psi, which is pretty low, but I didn't want to slide out. But as racing went on and I was watching the younger experts, I noticed the track looked pretty dry, and I regretted taking so much air out of my tires, but it was too late to pump them up, so I had to race with how they were.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
17 to 20-year-old expert main model 99. Polk, number 1 amateur. Got through Polk, running into turn number 2. In the corner, out they come. Polk's got the wing ding sitting in that 3 spot, almost 3 spot, 23 spot. Oh, in that little sliding line, 2 corners, Polk, but he hangs on bridge to line. Gonna go on, Polk, 20, wing, 20.
But still, I was able to lay down a great lap and get the win. I almost slid out in the last turn. I thought the turn was a lot more dry than it really was. So I went in there, felt it slide, and barely saved it, and then was able to hold it together down the last straight and get the win. This had to be one of the craziest weekends I've ever had in racing, but I'm happy to walk away with 2 Pro-Am wins and 2 17 to 20 expert wins, but I'm a little bummed to miss out on the triple. I only lost 2 laps the entire weekend, and both were due to crashes, one of which was the bunny hop in the day 1 main, which I wish it would have worked, would have had the triple, but I went down instead. But at least something crazy happened out of it, and it was the talk of the weekend. So that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next video.